Oh, hello there, John. Garfield and Odie, you guys are not supposed to be in a Monster Hunter game. We're just looking for some lasagna. There's some that way. Thank you very much. Let's go, Odie. After a new Monster Hunter game gets released, we start receiving waves of DLC quests, available for free, containing new quests, new equipment, and new scenarios. A really cool thing about these quests is that sometimes they are collaborations in which after completing a quest, you get rewards that allow you to craft the armor sets and weapons of characters from different video game franchises. For example, in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, we got a quest called the 3 Virtues, in which we had to hunt Zinogre, Kirin, and Rajang in the arena. As a reward, we got materials to craft Link's armor. In Monster Hunter Generations, we got a quest called Animal Crossing Picnic Day, in which we were able to obtain materials for an Isabella costume for your Palico. And in Monster Hunter World, after completing the quest Down the Dark Muddy Patch, we got materials to craft Ryu armor. These are just 3 examples, but there are so many more. After the release of Monster Hunter Rise, it'll most likely receive the same treatment in terms of DLC, and I thought it would be fun to talk about the special DLC collaborations that I would like to see and what monsters we may have to hunt to actually receive those rewards. In this video, I'm only going to talk about the Palamute and Palico costumes. First of all, for the Palamute costume, I would love to see Odie and the Garfield for the Palico. This would honestly be pretty hilarious to see. Just imagine seeing Garfield and Odie try to take down a Magnamalo or something. Oh, and by the way, in case you don't know who those characters are, I really doubt it, but in case you actually don't, Garfield is an American comic strip created by Jim Davis. There's an animated series and a film, which I really recommend watching. It's almost as good as SpongeBob. Anyway, so for obtaining the Odie costume, I think the hunt should include fighting an Odogaron, but we don't know if it's going to return to the game, so I'll just go with Zinogre instead, since we know that it probably will return. And for the Garfield quest, I'm actually not sure what monster to go with. Maybe the Trenodon, since both this monster and Garfield have this sort of reckless look. I mentioned SpongeBob like 20 seconds ago, and I want to say that a SpongeBob Palico costume would leave me completely flabbergasted and happy. This is the costume that I want to see the most out of all the ones from this video, and for obtaining it, fighting a Ludroth would be perfect. Next, I would like to see that white wolf from Okami, which is a beautiful game that was released for the PS2 in 2006 and later ported to the Wii. It's an amazing game and actually won IGN's 2006 Game of the Year. In Monster Hunter Generations, we actually got a DLC quest exactly like this that allowed us to craft an Okami costume for the Palico. It was nice, but the character is actually a white wolf, so I think in Monster Hunter Rise, we should get another quest like this that will allow us to craft an Okami costume for the Palamute instead of the Palico, because this way it will look more natural. And for obtaining it, it would be perfect to hunt Nono or Garen, but so far it has only made an appearance in Monster Hunter Frontier Season 6, so I'll go with Mizitsune or Kezyu instead. Moving on, we've actually never had a Monster Hunter and Pokemon collaboration, which is pretty surprising. It would be incredible to see a Palamute costume of one of the 3 Pokemon legendary dog trios, like Suicune, or maybe even all of them like Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. And for the Palico, we could see cat-like Pokemon like Zeraora. So, for obtaining a costume of one of the 3 Pokemon legendary dogs, I think it would make sense to hunt something like Magnamalo and something like Zinogre for Zeraora. And last but not least is Wooflink for the Palamute and Midna for the Palico. Both of these are from the game Zelda Twilight Princess. Wooflink is basically Link but transformed into a wolf, and Midna is one of the main protagonists. If I had to say what monster to fight during the quest to actually obtain materials for the Wooflink costume, I'd probably go with Stygian Zingor, or Tobikazaki if I had to choose a monster that will 100% be in Monster Hunter Rise, and a Knosam for obtaining Midna. If there are any special Palamute and Palico DLC collaborations that you would like to see in the game, feel free to share it in the comments. I always enjoy reading what you guys have to say, and I'll see you in the next video. GameXNations is the best channel in the world.